Welcome back, guys, to Press A to Talk. I'm Jake, and these are the boys and girl, Meryl.
Potato.
Potato.
We got the boys and
Potato.
the girl.
The girl. The girl. Not just a girl, the girl.
The OG.
The
The
OG.
Potato.
Potato.
Okay.
Alrighty, we just got done recording our anime intro reaction / ranking, and we have our ranking back here.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. What are you doing?
Watch it.
Yeah, you should
Watch
be because you watched it. It's on YouTube. It's anime Weebs Closet ranking anime intro. It's like the 2-hour long video probably.
We'll put the link to it right here, or
Yeah,
maybe
Right.
somewhere.
We'll put it right on Nekko's head, and then it'll slowly pan over here, so you have enough time to click.
Can we even do that?
Technically, just give.
YouTube doesn't really give us a lot of options when it comes to linking videos and whatnot.
We'll try.
Well,
But
I
yeah.
just make Nekko's life a lot hard.
I do feel like if this wasn't a podcast, I know exactly what to follow it up with, but it's not gonna be possible. But it was the insurance one, the guy fishing. Oh, you gotta be quicker than that.
All right, so I have a question because I was the way I constructed my list was I told Nekko I strategically constructed my list, not ranking them from my favorite to least favorite or my least favorite to favorite.
Jake, I constructed it to win.
Well,
I mean, you do got 2 in there. You're not wrong.
I got the top 2, my boy.
He was like, "Fucking okay, rumbling. Let me just fucking steal that from Mike, and then let me just steal fucking."
See, my plan was foiled by Nekko when he gave Tank a 8.7 because
Fuck yeah.
the way I constructed it was like Vivi is such a good opener to have on the list because it's just good old reliable, fucking good intro. Then you go into even crazier with Mob Psycho, and then like the crowd pleaser, which was the rumbling, and I knew that was going to be the good one. And then we're going to slow it down with the classic Tank. Everybody loves Tank, apparently. I thought. and then Riri, y'all liked Riri way more than I thought y'all would have. I thought that was going to hit like a 9, and so when it got a 9.7 or something like that, I was like, oh shit. So I kind of lucked out with that. But what do you like? Were you guys expecting good results, or were you expecting everyone to hate your openings, or kind of what were y'all thinking? I
mean,
guess?
my thought process was, I wanted to go with the ones that I consider were like my most favorite, but at the same time, I went with the idea that like I want openings that I want to show people. Like if I wanted to introduce you guys to anime, like which openings do I think would be good enough to stand on its own that you guys would be interested in watching. So I wasn't trying to go for the best ranking because that wasn't like my intention. I just wanted to pick ones that I thought were very interesting, and like and then obviously the ones that I felt like were very like it went between like what I thought to be interesting and also what I also personally like really enjoy. Like the honestly the pick that leaned more towards the more like to wanting to show something interesting was definitely the one that performed the least, which was like my number 5.
Which is crazy that one was so it's like what did I get, like a 7.9 I think was the average score, and I think didn't I give it like an 8.5 or 8.8?
I think you were the one who gave it the score that kept it pretty high up. And like I mean, and honestly, like the thinking about it is it performed just as about as much as I expected, just because of that. It was just like I knew that it was probably not gonna be a hit for everyone because it's very ambiguous. It's based on a mystery anime. Like it's like Edagawa Rampo is a book writer. Like he's a Japanese book writer. He writes a lot of like murder or like murder mysteries and mystery books. And that was basically like a collection of his like works. It was kind of like the Junji Ito collection, but just a little bit better.
Okay.
But I mean, like I genuinely it performed about as much as I expected, honestly. Like I think Guilty Crown and Terror and Resonance were the ones where I was like a little bit more surprised. because those were like kind of like my personal picks, and so like it was like a little bit more towards my vulnerable side.
Yeah.
Death Parade, I knew that it was gonna hit well. I know it's a good opening.
Yeah.
Like it's a good opening. And then Ranking of Kings, of course. I mean that fucking
Tugs on the heartstrings
that's
a lot.
that's a bop. You know.
No, yeah, Riri for me was the like. I don't think it's the best anime opening. I think it's my favorite. You know, like I think there is a difference because a lot of people would be like, oh, Eva Evangelion has like one of the most iconic, one of the best openings. But to me, that's not like my favorite.
Yeah.
That's not the one that connects with me a lot. And like, I think it's Satoru is the main character from from Erased, Riri being the opening. And I just connect with him so much and the whole opening. Like, I mean, it literally opens up in like a cinema, which is like, I say the theater is my church. And so
I can kind of see it.
No, yeah, I love that opening. And so for when it got as high of a rating as it did, I was like, oh shit, like okay.
I personally enjoyed like Riri, the whole anime itself, which funny enough, Meryl doesn't remember anything. It's amazing.
I'm sorry.
All I'm gonna say is Meryl like forgets the first the first time that I took her to Raising Cane's.
I really don't remember.
She forgot, and I know exactly where I took her. The place, like the specific location that I took her, and she doesn't remember. And I took her.
What if she was just like stoned out of her mind?
Bro, I don't know.
She doesn't even know.
Maybe I was just hungry.
Yeah,
maybe
that's true.
That clouded your
whole
memories to this day.
Episode.
To this day, I fed you multiple times.
I need more.
It's not enough for her to remember.
My brain needs to function.
At this point, it was to be expected. To be expected.
Anybody else get something to say?
What about you?
Yeah, what was your thought process on your 5?
On my you guys are I mentioned this in the video if you haven't seen it yet. But like like what kind of animes I like. There's might be like a couple of shonen here and there. Maybe a couple of dark stuff in there, or most of the stuff that I watch are either drama or shoujo or romance. You guys know this.
Ooh.
A lot of the stuff that I used to watch a lot, and like a lot of my favorite shows are like usually those type of things, and I love a lot of those openings. But like at the same time, just like I don't think these guys gonna rank these too high up just because they're all like glittery and cute and like like those happy going songs that just like have the characters running like happy and so I'm just like I'm just gonna put like the ones that I still like. They're might not be my favorite anime, but I still like the opening regardless, and I know for the fact that like these guys will probably also like them as well. So, and then I guess like I also picked because like I want to like have them get hyped for some of those. Like I like the Kuroko one. I wanted really like have them be like, whoa, like what the fuck, like
Kuroko was the basketball, right?
Yeah, like that was hype, like kind of thing. Like I wanted to kind of like get interested in those shows because I know they haven't watched that and they haven't watched Beastars and. I wanted them to get hyped about it, so that's one of the deciding factors I had from them. I didn't want to put too much oldies in there because I do have a lot of oldies that I really like. Like I even thought about like Code Geass, Full Metal Alchemist, Death Note. I even thought of like super old Ranma 1/2 kind of thing.
Damn.
Astro Boy.
I even thought about like
Big O.
There's this one shoujo, I forgot what it's called. I'll get back to that if I remember. Well, I wasn't gonna put that there.
Okay.
That's too much of a girly, glittery kind of thing. But that was like my thought process. Like, okay, like which ones are these guys are gonna like, and I also like, and that they're gonna like be excited about it, and they're gonna be like, whoa, this is cool, like kind of thing. So
I'll be honest, like whenever it comes to like sports anime, it's really hard to get the general public hype because it's something that the stakes are not as high as you would think. But me watching a little bit of IQ and enjoying the first, I don't know, I think it was 8 episodes that they're in the channel somehow, and I apologize that I left it halfway, guys. I just need more people to watch it with.
I mean, listen, if you guys want to bring back IQ, Nekko fight, you just gotta show your support.
But point is
no, just harass him. Not kidding.
Yeah,
but like the point is that like watching IQ and liking IQ, I can see how like sports anime actually do have a place in the anime genre, because it's not about like how over the top can you go. It's more about like the internal struggles of the actual characters and the relationship bonding in there as well, which is something that caught me off guard because like at first I disliked certain characters in Haikyuu, but then the last couple of episodes that I actually ended up watching, I was rooting for them to like stop being pricks at each other and just actually go at it as friends. And like it, so I can see that being the what do you call it? That the thing that most sports anime go for. Right now, I'm not gonna think of the word, but
I'm just gonna say this: like, anime has an ability that I don't think any other type of media has, and it's making the most mundane stuff look exciting.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
Fucking Bakuman, which is a anime about writing manga, is exciting as shit. Like they like the way that they did that anime, like whenever like they would like write like I don't know, like the latest chapter, right? And then you would see like they would have like these intense moments where they're like, oh man, like am I gonna be number 1 this week on Shonen Jump, or am I gonna be number 2? And then like it'll be like this intense moment of like this manga versus this other manga, like who's gonna come out on top, and then
the deadline comes in and then the printer stops and it's like, oh my god.
Bro,
I mean, that's so true, because there's an anime called Chihaya Furu, which is an anime about it's not a sports anime, but it kind of is, because it's about a competition about poem reading. So
wow,
it's as if like you take Shakespeare and you have to memorize Shakespeare, and there's a thing where they put cards in front of you and there's lines on those cards and you have to guess which line is gonna be mentioned next. So there's an old lady reading the poem in a very slow tone, in a very traditional way. So like nan nan nan, kind of like in that rhythm. And then you have to be the fastest one to predict which line that she's gonna say next.
It's like Ghost of Tsushima whenever you're doing the haikus up on the up on the hill, and it's like sometimes you make a really good haiku, and then sometimes it's like the water is flowing. My cat needs food.
I might be wrong, or it could be also like which line would fit best to the tone from what I remember. So if it's like a certain rhythm that you have to go, you know how like what is that like Japanese poem that they have? Haiku. Yeah. So if it's a haiku, you have to pick the line that's gonna fit that rhythm.
So it goes to Tsushima. It's like water is flowing.
But it's so intense. I watched that anime. It gets so intense because you just have like this like, oh my god, like what's gonna say next?
Building this list also like it is true. Like building this list, I ended up finding an anime about ballroom dancing.
Yes, that's another one. I know that one. I haven't watched it.
And it's intense because it's like a competition of how like kind of like like how figure skating.
Yuri on Ice.
Like also Yuri on Ice.
Yes.
Yeah. Fucking same thing. Like I think there's a lot of anime that take a lot of very mundane things that you wouldn't think are like exciting, or maybe for some like for some I finding exciting, but like there's like it's like the Asian version of chess, where like you have like the black and white pebbles, like that's in it. That has an anime, Hikaru no Go.
I mean, Blue Point. Look at Blue Point.
Yeah, Blue Point is about painting. Yeah.
Blue
Period. I think.
Blue period.
Blue period. Yeah, Blue period.
He's close.
Period says point. I
mean, like one of the sports anime that I really like, and it's because it just resonates with me, is Free, which is a swimming anime. A competitive swimming anime
with hot boys.
Okay.
Swimming can be pretty intense. I will say that.
Like. Meryl has her priorities, but yeah, no, like the reason
the abs.
I can't say anything because on my outros list I have High School DxD. So,
but Free like it resonates with me a lot because I like to swim. Like that was one of my things. Like when I was a kid, they had put me on swimming classes, and I was like so good that they put me to train. And because of money, I wasn't able to continue it. But I could have been
Michael Phelps.
I probably could have been an Olympic swimmer if we had the support and the funding at the time.
It's never too late.
I think it is too late. I'm like, I don't know. There's an age restriction for like Olympics.
I mean, like that's not what I meant. Like you can still go back to swimming.
I mean, I could always go back to swimming
and still be good at it. You don't have to compete in Olympics, but
no, but that was the whole point. That's what free is about. Free is about competitive swimming.
Yeah, but you can still compete though.
I mean,
Do it right now.
I thought of like fucking you know how you got the underground car racing, you have underground and swimming.
Underground swimming. Hold on, you might be onto something though. Like a very mundane thing that people do underground that doesn't need to be underground at all.
I mean, weren't we like coming up with like a billiards anime?
True.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be fun as shit.
Or maybe bowling or something. Bowling will be really like fucking intense.
Snake eyes.
Oh,
Blah, blah,
could be,
blah,
yeah.
blah,
Like
blah,
all
blah,
those
blah.
like crazy poses that they can do.
Yeah, and then like the ball is like a straight, and then suddenly starts spinning like crazily. Whoa, the tornado!
Oh my god.
What else? What else would be super good?
Not sure. I mean, whenever I was making my list, honestly, like, first of all, I did it weird because I did it as the lowest tier first, and then I kept going up as to what is my best, which ended up screwing me over because then, like, as I kept adding on, then the ones that fell below that then immediately start, like, getting out of the list. So whenever, like, the one for Citrus, which I right now forgot the name.
Citrus, like that caught me so off guard. Was not expecting
that one reached my top 5, and like at that point I had something that pushed it out, and I'm like, no, I need to keep it in my top 5.
Nekko wanted to have that shock factor. He just wanted to make a point.
I definitely did.
I watch weird anime. Do you?
I think Citrus is a
I'm
good
not
example.
like the other guy.
It's a good example. What?
I think it's a good example that we never made concrete rules on how we were rating them because you put it in there as like an example of like, okay, like all of my intros show what the anime is sort of about, whereas Mike's were kind of abstract.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and that one you could kind of tell what it was going about, obviously, from the get. Like, it's a drama anime. It's about 2 chicks.
I mean, if 2 girls kiss in an anime intro, I know what the show's about.
Okay,
Let me
good.
put it that way.
Okay, good.
Not just kiss, but with tongue too.
You know what I notice all the time in anime? Whenever they do those blushes in their knees or the shoulders,
I knew you were gonna bring it up.
You know that's gonna be something like that.
Yeah, slightly
Or like
etchy.
etchy.
Yeah, slightly etchy.
It's the definition of it. That's it. That's
They
the
blush up the
knees
They always do the
and
knees,
like
the
the
shoulders,
yeah.
and the boobies.
Yeah, I noticed. And watching that one, I noticed so much. I'm like, wow, that like you're right. That this
That's
is a
why
thing.
I made a face on that video when I saw the blush on the knees. I'm just like,
That's gonna be in the thumbnail.
no, for sure. You need to go back to that video and you're gonna see me be like,
Oh my god! So like that anime though, it's actually a good anime. I have to say.
It sure is.
I bet.
I gotta give it a try
You definitely should.
in my room
By myself.
By myself.
under the covers.
So okay.
Sexual style.
in the dark.
So I had a friend. She came across this anime, but she never watched it. And that was the thing. It's like she's a coworker of mine, and we were talking, and she's like, I really want to watch this, but I don't dare to do so because I have that talent as in whenever I'm watching something, people walking at the wrong moment, and I do not know if this has those moments or not. So she was telling me, it's like, could you please watch it and tell me if it's good? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let me go ahead and I'll take a gander. And honestly, I fucking enjoyed it. It was actually pretty good.
I don't want to watch this hentai. Can you do it for me?
Legit. I have to say it has that weird trope because the whole plot, I mean, I don't want to jump into spoilers, but I mean, I really doubt that any of you is going to watch it. But the whole plot is
Everyone's looking at Jake like,
The whole plot point is that these two girls fall for each other, feel something for each other, and then I don't know how many days afterwards, their parents get married to each other. So they end up being stepsisters. So it is really weird.
Now I want to watch it because of that mess.
what the fuck?
This is brother sister.
They fuck. But yeah, so I like it because there's just a lot of things that get in the way, and it just makes it for a really interesting anime. So if you're interested in something crazy,
how long is it?
It's like 12 episodes.
Oh fuck! Well, I'm sold.
12:26, the longest, but I honestly think it's 12.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting. I would recommend it.
I just have to make sure because like it's sort of like the High School DxD situation with me. Like I don't know if I've probably told you all how I found High School DxD.
Yeah, but go ahead and enlighten us though.
Since the podcast doesn't know, that's basically like the joke. I have a couple fucking hilarious High School DxD stories, but I'll tell the second one and then I'll tell you how I found it. But I was at work. Okay. It was actually when I was working at UPS in Fort Worth. And my supervisor came up to me, and he's super country, just like pumpkin hillbilly. Like talks like this. His name's Austin. He shows up with a fucking Fisher hat and shit. And he walked up to me one day, and because he saw my Persona tattoo, and I had a Zelda tattoo, which is basically just like anime. And he was like, Jake, you're into that anime shit, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, like I like it." And he looked around, and he's like, "Do you know anything about that High School DxD?" And I was like, "No fucking way." I was like, "What fucking business do you have with that show?" He's like, "Man, shut the fuck up. That shit's funny. That's why I watch it."
He said it was funny.
Of course.
And it is.
I can just imagine like he just him walking up. The beat sweat. It's either Jake or him, and just like, it's about a brother and a sister.
That's what it felt like. He was trying to bond with me over like ecchi, but I'd watched it as a joke, but like I was sitting with my cousin and Blake, and we wanted to just start an anime we'd never heard of, never seen before, and the poster for High School DxD, they have big boobs, but I wasn't like, oh, this is a boob anime or ecchi. It's like, I guess High School DxD would be like ecchi harem.
Yeah,
is what it would be.
Yeah,
and we started it, and my cousin Colby was like, "I feel like there's gonna be boobs in 3, 2, 1," and the show is just like a blank narration screen, and then out of fucking nowhere, when he hit 0, Rias's like bare titties just pop out on screen, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, this is the show we're dealing with," and. I liked the first season, I guess. There are things I liked about it, but the show is like 5 seasons long, and it's just like it doesn't have a very like interesting plot or characters for me to continue watching.
Something that I really enjoyed about that anime actually was the idea of like you start as a pawn and whatever, and or like you become a particular piece of the chessboard and whatever. So you have an ability dedicated to that. So one of them was the bishop, the other one was the knight, the other one was what's the watchtower? I don't know the name for that one. Point is that, but the main character is the pawn, and the thing is like obviously the idea is that pawns are kind of throwaway pieces and whatever. But then the whole show is like, yeah, but what happens whenever you reach the other side of the board? With the pawn, like the pawn has the ability to turn into anything, and that was what the main character was. He was just the untapped energy or like ability or whatever. So that was cool. That concept was cool, but then it was all fed. I need to get stronger, so show me your tits. It's like that's the only part that's like okay.
You could even sell that to me, but the show is just very inconsistent with like its themes. Like there's one. Kind of, it's not a harem, it kind of is. It's called My First Girlfriend is a Gal, and it's not good, but it was always a guilty pleasure to me because it at least had like focus. Like in that show, you had the nerdy character that was dating like the hottest anime girl you could possibly imagine, and you're like, does she actually like him? Does she want something from him? And by the end of the anime, you learn so much about them, and then they finally have their first kiss, and it's like, damn, like okay, there's some like growth there. And High School DxD. Rias and the main character, I can't even remember his name.
Me neither.
They have their first kiss at the end of season 1, and it's like, dude, you slept naked with him for like a whole season. Like, I don't give a fuck if you kissed him.
Yeah, you're completely right.
It's like we've gone past that.
Yeah.
Granted, she was using him, and then at the end, it's more of like it's no longer using you. It's more like there's something between us. But yeah, ultimately, yeah.
So, like, well, we've been fucking for the entire series, but you're my first kiss. Makes no fucking sense.
And that's ultimately why like Citrus would be like it all depends on if it's actually good or not is why I would invest the time in it because it's like, oh, it's ecchi, Jake, of course you like it, and it's like it has to be good too.
Yeah.
Good ecchi.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing is that whenever people say ecchi, immediately I think of High School DxD, and I have to say that this is so much more tame than High School DxD.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely more tame. Granted, they showed a lot of tongue in that intro for some goddamn reason. And the thing is, I didn't even remember
that. That's not tame in the slightest.
Yeah,
for Japanese media, no,
that's not. Yeah, that's pretty scandalous. But no, the show is actually pretty interesting. Again, the things that happen are pretty good. Like, there's obviously more problems than them two, and they're like they're each is to be together, or whatever. There's so many more things, and it never seems like it's not, let's say, like Cobra Kai where character arcs happen and then they get diminished. Like, character arcs happen and then some other characters jump in to do their arcs as well. So it's a pretty concrete and good story. So I if you have a chance or whatever, if you feel like you got plenty of time to burn, watch it. It's decent. But yeah, just because of the shock factor, I wanted that one to stay there in my top 5. Just because it's an anime that I don't think many people watch. It's an anime that I don't think a lot of people would expect me to watch and enjoy. So I'm like, it needs to be here. I need to make a stand.
I have to make a stand.
Yeah, and I also did want to put High School of the Dead. But problem is that was just too much boobage and movements.
No, dude.
Too much boobage.
See, like, the opening wouldn't like if somebody says High School of the Dead, I don't think the opening ever. I think
Boobies.
the boob shot.
There's a lot of
that's that like it's that one clip where like the dude's like on a sniper, literally shoots, and then
he has a sniper rifle resting on top of another girl's boobs.
That's right.
And
okay,
then, like,
yeah.
the bullet
shot,
literally like goes like.
There's another girl doing a backflip.
Yeah, she's doing it. Like, it's hard to even describe.
She's doing a backflip and the titties just
because it just defies physics.
I love that clip though.
It was so fucking hilarious. I loved it though.
I don't remember the opening of that one though.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's pretty good. It's decent. Like, you would not expect it to be that good for the show that it is for.
So did you only not put it in because there's boobies?
No, I didn't put it in because I feel like the shock factor was already there and it didn't match.
He didn't want to include it in because adding another one on top of Citrus was too much.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like, if the intro made it onto YouTube, we could just put it in the video. But yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, no, I think, honestly, at least for me, I guess like I'll open up with this question. Like, out of all of the openings to the animes that you guys put on your list, like, which ones are actually part of your favorite, like your actual favorite anime?
Favorite anime?
Yes, because I mean, like, as much as I like Death Parade's opening or Rampo Kitan, which is like my number 5,
Death
like,
Parade makes me cry all the time.
I wouldn't put them on my top 5 most favorite anime. Like, I enjoy their openings, but I'm like, they're not my favorite anime. You know, like I mentioned that a little bit. I think it was like off screen. Like, my first three picks, which are like Terror in Resonance, Ranking of Kings, and Guilty Crown. I would definitely put them on my top 5 most favorite anime. Period. I'm not too sure how I would rank them. I don't think they would follow the same. The same ranking as I put them on the opening list, but definitely they would be in the top 5 for sure. I think one of the anime that I consider like one of my most favorite is the Monogatari series. I think like that show is it's definitely an acquired taste because it's like super dialogue heavy. Like you know how much I enjoy the show Don't Tell, right? But this anime is the complete opposite.
Tell me everything.
But it's basically like it's the way that they present like the character stories and like how the characters interact with each other is just so interesting and peculiar. There's a lot of monologue. There's a lot of like comedy. And I don't know. There's just a lot to enjoy.
Yeah, Tell can be good if you have good writing. Like I talked to you about Odd Taxi, the one with the gotcha.
Oh yeah, that episode
and
was funny,
it's all dialogue. There's not really any action. You know, it's just a ton of dialogue in cars and buildings, walking around, and it's just the writing is so always going that the exposition doesn't feel like exposition. It just feels like a part of the story, I would guess. But for me, I mean, I would say my top 3 are in my top 5. Like Erased is in my top 3 favorite anime. Attack on Titan, just I've said it so many times. I don't know if you remember, because I think I mentioned it once or twice before you moved out, but I didn't like Attack on Titan. Like I want to say like I didn't like it as much. I just straight up didn't like it because the first 2 seasons are very chaotic and hits you with a lot of plot twists that don't have an answer. So when Rhina turns into the Armored Titan, he destroyed the wall, but why? We don't get an answer on that. We don't like when you don't get a character motivation, things don't make sense.
Supposed to be Levi.
Yes.
Meryl's drawing a picture, by the way.
Meryl's been drawing pictures.
Yeah. What else?
But I mean, like that gets displayed. That gets explained later on.
Okay, yeah.
But that's the thing. But by season 2, it doesn't.
Yeah, and okay, so I started watching Attack on Titan when season 2 was airing. I didn't watch it when season 1 aired. And there's Titans in the walls, and I binge watched all the first 2 seasons. There's Titans in the walls. Ryan and Bertold are Titans. A big problem with me was that all really important characters, almost all of them are Titans. Like Annie being a Titan, that was like okay. Like when Eren was a Titan, that shit was cool. Because it was like, oh shit, I thought he died. I thought Mikasa was the main character for a second there. And then Eren was a Titan. It's like, oh shit. And then it was like, okay, Annie. So it's like an Annie versus Eren show. And then Amir was a Titan. And then Rhina was a Titan. And then Bertolt was a Titan. And it's like, who the fuck? And then we had the Beast Titan, which I didn't even know he was. I thought he was just a Titan. I didn't know that humans were Titans. I thought there was just a specific few that turned into Titans. And then we get to season 3 and it's like, fuck the Titans. All right, we're going to focus on these humans. And we're going to focus on the human element, but you have the scouts that have learned too much. They know a little bit too much. And so you have the government that's trying to like take them out and like arrest them. And it's like, okay, so we're going somewhere. And then you get to Rod Rice, who is part of the Fritz bloodline. They moved inside the walls, and he reveals, a little bit of Eren's past. And you're like, oh shit, Grisha was the attack Titan and he stole a Titan. So if you eat a Titan, you gain that Titan's power. It's like, so Eren has that fucking Titan too. And it's like, holy shit.
But then you're thinking, it's like, wait, when the fuck did he eat a Titan or whatever? And then they show you back
and when I started getting answers, I was like, okay, they're going to start revealing more shit. And so I stuck with it. And then you get to season 3, part 2, and it's just like, this is the fucking greatest shit with Erwin giving probably my favorite speech in anime and then riding into his death.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
The immediate episode after that, Armin sacrificing himself, getting burned to a crisp.
I cried too.
The immediate episode after that, where you basically have Levi and Eren are about to kill each other because they can't decide who to save. And then a few episodes later, we get the entire backstory on Marley, which just completely blew my mind. And then we open up on season 4 with characters we don't know anything about.
I enjoyed
and
the
in
hell
4
out of
episodes, we're attached to them. And then Eren kills a lot of them.
Yeah.
And he becomes the villain. And then the show just gets better after that. It's like, this is the fucking best shit I've ever seen. And then you find out that Eren started the whole story.
Yeah.
And then it just became my favorite show of all time. And I was like, this is amazing. And so, Attack on Titan is my favorite anime.
There's still much more to find out.
Because
we've only just scratched the surface. Like, I know that granted you guys are probably like an episode or 2 ahead. But I mean, where Meryl and I left off, they're now getting to the fort so that they can start chasing after Eren. And you still got the Jaegerists to deal with. And not only that, but then you got Marley and the rest of the world who are probably gonna be at war with Paradis. So they might, the whole rumbling would probably still cause some alarm, but who's to say that they probably won't fucking rise up in arms and start trying to take Eren down? There's so much shit going on, and we still and granted, ever since the rumbling started, we haven't, like I said, like aside from that, like that little dialogue that Eren had with literally all the servants of Ymir, we haven't heard anything from him.
Yeah, it's been 5 episodes without the main character of the show.
Yeah,
Which is
crazy.
fucking crazy. Like it just, I'm just excited to see what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I'm really excited, and I think a week from today, we're not getting the last episode. We're actually getting a word on what's going on with
the movie or whatever it is,
part 3 or a movie. And so,
do you think that there's going to be a part 3? I don't think so.
If there's a part 3, it's only going to be like 8 episodes. So I feel like there's going to be a movie.
I feel like movie would probably be the smartest.
With how successful Mugen Train and Jujutsu Kaisen already is, I put it at like a 95% chance that there's going to be a movie, which to like a few people, they'd probably be disappointed that there's a movie. But to me, it's just like, that's just the icing on top of the cake right there. Like
just ended with a high budget type of thing.
Yeah, you've given me like one of the best watching experiences with, which by the way, Meryl, you're not going to kill me now because I love seasons 1 and 2, because with the context of the later seasons, you pick up on all these details, like not even big shit. Like I was watching episode, I think 3 or 4, whenever Eren's like failing with the maneuvering gear, and you see steam coming out of his head whenever he hits his head. And it's like, what the fuck? This guy just thought all this shit out. Like,
no, see, like, no, man, like I pointed it out like in our, when we were reacting to, Jiju no Tsubasa.
Yeah,
like the second opening, and like there's this point where like there's like a glass shatter close to like where like they you have like Hanji's like head, and then you immediately get like a glass shattering on her eye, which is just foreshadowing to what's gonna happen to her. But like the craziest thing about it all is like at that time you weren't even thinking fucking twice about it. You were just like,
that's
shit,
so cool,
edgy, oh shit, man, and like it's fucking crazy. But like going back with all the information that you get towards the end of it, they're like, it's like fuck, like crazy to think that Eren started it all.
Yep.
Eren is literally the reason Attack on Titan even exists.
Yeah.
Aren't you gonna avenge your sister that got eaten by dogs, man?
Yeah.
Aren't you gonna prove them something, man?
That was because when we were watching that episode, and y'all can go back and watch our reaction. It was like we were like, this isn't supposed to happen. Like he's just supposed to kill him, and then we see Eren like egging him on. He's like manipulating him. It's like,
to a point, I thought he was like him turning his father into a Titan to attack, like like getting control over the dad, and like it was such a crazy scene,
dude. Like that, like the context behind that scene is just.
It took me forever to know that was Joker.
Surreal.
Now I got it.
Because think about it. Like the only way that Grisha is being manipulated by Eren is because Eren is sending him his memories of him literally like on like Grisha's like ear, just stand up, you pussy.
Yeah.
And like sending that to like, so like fucking like, if you think about that whole entire segment through Grisha's eyes, he's having the biggest existential moment of his life.
Yeah.
His future son is literally
his son in the future.
Well, I mean, his son in the, I mean, it's the same thing, like, right? But like Eren is literally manipulating his ass to do these things, and you can clearly see that it's conflicting with Grisha, because after that
whole scene,
that whole shit with Zeke and Marley, like I think he had a come to Jesus moment. He was like, maybe I should drop this, only for Eren to be like, no, you're doing this, and that is crazy, because then you go back and think of that moment that Eren kisses like Historia's hand, and that's when he sees these visions, because he like just by like Titan lore, you see the memories of your past and the past inheritors, but Eren is seeing his future memories because he sent them to Grisha. So he's like, it's so fucking meta. Like it's like the wildest thing.
And then immediately after that, were you gonna say something?
No, I just have a question and tying to that, because like there's this one scene that bothered me so much that, remember that like that one soldier before Grisha was about to be punished to be a Titan, the owl.
Kruger, yeah.
Yes. He mentioned Mikasa and Armin.
Yes.
So I'm just like,
we haven't seen that yet. I'm guessing.
Eren talking or what? Like,
I mean, granted, like the Attack Titan does have the ability to see visions of the future, so it could be just one of those innate memories that he was having. It's like, I know that I had to say these two people, but who the hell are these two people?
You can also see it as Kruger's not talking to Grisha, he's talking to Eren, because Kruger could have known that Eren was going to see these memories.
maybe.
Yeah, that too.
And so maybe we don't know why he needs to save Armin and Mikasa, besides the fact that they're just his friends.
Yeah.
But they probably play a really important part in the future.
I cannot wait to see that. Like, there has to be something because it hasn't been
that
shown.
bothered me. I'm just like, what the fuck? Are you
Like
doing
here, but
behind
here's the thing. Like here's a little detail that I caught up on. It like because like you mentioned that Grisha can see the like memories of the future, but I don't think that's entirely true because it looks like he can only see what Eren sends back.
Yes.
So, Eren is very clearly leaving stuff out.
Yeah.
Because like he even brings it up why don't you show me everything and why you're only showing me like specific things, and that's why he has that moment with Zeke because Eren is basically sending that to him.
It does make me wonder if the ability of seeing into the future is not really the Attack Titan's power, but rather Eren's ability to do it, but it only does it to every single person that has had the Attack Titan only, hence why they believe that this is an Attack Titan ability. But in reality, it's just Eren or whoever is having the Founding Titan ability just sending information back.
Do you think that is like the reason why Eren is able to send memories back into the past is because of his combination of his Attack Titan with
yes and no. It's the idea of like they did say that the Attack Titan has the ability to see into the future.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. Grisha never saw into the future. Kruger didn't see into the future. What if the reason why they all believe this is because whoever had the Founding Titan's ability to send information back into the past or whatever was only sending it to the Attack Titan, so that's always food for thought. But I do believe that what if the save Armin and Mikasa has already played out and we just never thought of it, and Eren may have gotten the information late, because what if save Armin was give the injection to Armin to get the Colossal Titan,
or
save Mikasa from
very
the
well
kidnappers or whatever.
There you go.
Or I mean, it could be anything because we could also say that this is something that has yet to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe something later on is going to
Yeah,
happen.
I'm hoping
to
that's the
Armin and
case.
Mikasa,
I'm hoping that's the case.
Knowing it's Isayama, it's going to be something later. It's going to be big.
Like,
Isayama's not giving us anything small. Everything's always big with this show. Like, it has weight to it.
Agreed. No, I think there's definitely so much room to theorize that I don't know. That's what I like, because like I've always enjoyed movies and shows that like keep me guessing, keep me thinking, right? Because like I mean, like, Nekko brings up a point. Like, what exactly is this extra ability that we didn't even know about up until just recently? Like, is it really the Attack Titan's like ability to send memories back into the past, or being able to see memories from the future, or is it just because of like maybe Eren is able to do that because he has both the Attack Titan and the Founding Titan, and the only reason that Grisha is able to see stuff from the future is because of that combination. Because I mean, it kind of makes sense, because Eren could basically just tell Ymir, hey, send these memories back to the past. I mean,
here's a letter.
Yeah, he clearly he has the ability.
1 day shipping.
He clearly has the ability to do so, right? Like, that's the crazy thing. Yeah. Like, there's so much stuff to think about. But god damn, I mean, like, I don't think there's ever gonna be a show like that, Attack on Titan.
No,
I don't think.
I hope so, but I don't think so.
It's like, people would probably give me shit for it being my favorite show, but there's just no other show that gives the same feeling that Attack on Titan gives, I guess.
It's my favorite show for sure.
So fucking good.
All
I
the
can
merch I
definitely
have.
see. Oh, true.
No, oh my god, I saw some good figurines at the store the other day, and I wanted them.
Dude, we pre-ordered a Levi.
Oh yeah,
just drenched in blood. Supposedly it's coming in like in December.
What was it, like $50, $60?
It's like
I
131.
need something.
that's not too bad. I wanted that Eren. I wanted that Aaron with the jacket.
Oh, yeah, that look cool.
Oh.
It's one of my favorites.
I mean, the reason why I asked if it's like 60 or whatever, because I want to know if it's like the regular quality ones that you can get anyway. But if it's 100 and something,
it's a good
it's
quality.
pretty fucking
a really
insane.
good one.
I still need to get the Tifa with the purple dress figurine, which is also like 160.
I need to get Megumi. Is what I need to get with the fucking wolf and the from Jujutsu Kaisen. It's fucking cool. Yeah,
Yeah, Lee had to correct me on that. I went like I think I went like this the other day, and she was like
yeah, it's like the dog symbol. Yeah, no. So there's a lot of good figurines. We do need to get one for Tengen. Like he deserves it. The guy from
we have to get all the Hashiras.
Yeah, we need to get all the Hashiras.
God.
Or Hashira. I don't know if it's
It's
plural.
the same similar shit. Yeah.
So I guess we kind of went off on a whole tangent. I
Yeah.
forgot what we were talking about, but
We were saying like what top of your intros were your actual
So like
favorite
we
anime?
can take a moment. And like, what are your like Nekko? What are your favorite animes? Like,
That's
if
the-
you had to give 3.
That is the biggest problem because definitely here in the list, I think the only two that get close to that will be Mukandio and Touch Off, which will be Promise Neverland and Vinland Saga. I haven't finished, we haven't finished Vinland Saga, but I can see the progression of how it's going. And unless they mess it up, I feel like it's definitely going to be a good anime to have in the list.
which is crazy. I don't know if you know this. All of season 1 of Vinland is actually a prologue.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's a fucking. We're
I mean,
6
yeah,
episodes in, it's
isn't
so
it like
good.
I know that like I've seen those books on Barnes and Noble. They're thick.
They're thick. Yeah, there's a lot of them too. It's an old seinen. Like it's a classic, and it's just now getting like the animation or the anime adaptation it deserves. And
Yeah.
Mappa just took over for it from Wit.
Yeah.
Another Wit that went to Mappa. And,
Soon enough,
man.
they're just going to buy Wit.
Yeah. But it's such a strong show right off the bat. It already has like a lot of what makes Attack on Titan good, like that the philosophical, like thought-provoking things. 6 episodes into the show, me and Nekko are theorizing about not necessarily where it's going, but like what would you do in this situation?
Yeah, because the main character is just slapped with so many teachings from his parent, but then he's forced with these situations that is like really making him question. It's like, should I do what my dad told me, or should I do something else that I know can protect me? You know, type of thing. And it's like it's I don't know. And I like at first I really didn't like the kid. The kid was kind of annoying or whatever. But
Which
like
kid?
In Vinland Saga.
Yeah, the main character, Thorfinn.
My top song, the kid with the 2 knives.
There's a lot of Norse stuff in there as well. We got it's sort of like if Norse was in like the real world,
It's like
I guess.
it's like more like Vikings.
They
Yeah.
are Vikings.
They reference Odin. The main
do.
dad's name is Thor's.
Yeah.
And then you have Thorfinn. You have Thorkel
Thorkel
is another character.
There's a lot of Thors in this freaking show.
Yeah, they mention what else?
Frida.
Leif Erikson is in the show. I don't know.
There's Frida, Ilva. There's a lot of
Yeah.
like those kind of names.
Very very deep in Norse.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great.
Like,
It is
so
honestly
I do
great.
think that you, Mikey, will get a kick out of it because of the Norse take on it. But yeah, it's an amazing show. Now for Promise Neverland, I didn't get to see the second season. Apparently, it crashed. I wonder, and I keep thinking that it may be just because it's a genre flip. Like it's no longer the suspense thriller anime. It's more of like an action anime.
I want to believe that, but I have heard literally nothing good about it. And
That's so
I mean,
fucking
like
crazy.
not 6 out of 10 good, like
3
fucking bad. And it's sad because I would say the first season of Promised Neverland
It's
is
amazing.
it's if I had to rank, if I put like best seasons of anime top 10, Promised Neverland's in there.
Yeah.
Like, don't even ask. It's in there.
Yeah,
So
like
good.
it was close to an S tier in my book. I mean, he might be an S tier, because it kept you guessing, and then the flips in the whole show were amazing with Ray and everything.
Yeah, and then the
Fucking crazy.
mom,
Yeah.
like what was her name? Like I don't even remember her
Mom.
actual name. I guess it's just
Isabella.
her mom. Isabella, yeah. Because she was so menacing the entire show, and then in the last episode, you just get that little hint that like she
tried.
She wasn't playing a role, but now that they're out, she wants them to be safe. Like, I'm gonna die now because I let you go, but be safe. You know?
Yeah,
like,
please
live.
do it. Yeah,
It's like, oh, dude, I cried.
Yeah.
for real.
yeah. But yeah, outside of that, the other shows that I have, I mean, Citrus is just a good show, but it's not something there. My Hero used to be my favorite anime in the world. I don't think it's that anymore.
No, yeah, I remember the moment we watched. What was it? Memories of the Future, and you're like, dude, I think this passed it up officially.
Yeah, that was a Attack on Titan, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Attack on Titan definitely surpassed My Hero. I love My Hero. My Hero was a good show. It had like the whole feel good moments. Character developments were insane. The best character development, hands down. Fuck what everybody says. Bakugo like has an amazing glow up in terms of how he deals with things. Even though if he's still an asshole, like you don't need to stop being an asshole to have a growth, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, like you could speak slightly nicer, please.
I still love My Hero, but when you watch a shonen that has no filler, it's like the filler hits even harder. Like when I watched, I was trying to get my sister to watch Attack on Titan, and she's very bad with like edgy stuff. That's why she loves My Hero, because it has edge, but it doesn't go past like the PG-13 rating, I would say.
Yeah.
And she could not stand Attack on Titan because it was just gore. And the first 2 seasons are already a hard sell because it's so chaotic. But with My Hero, we're on like the gentle criminal arc, and I'm just like fucking falling asleep for 3 episodes in a row, and I'm like, wake me up when we get to Endeavor.
It's just like you're here watching kitty shit. Give me back Aaron.
Yeah.
Fucking talking
Aaron,
dirty whisper.
He's sitting over my shoulder. What are you doing?
Why are you catching up?
You know what the show is.
Oh
God. I think it was actually surprising to hear that. I mean, you fucking praise the living shit
out of My Hero. Yeah.
And for you to say that it's not that high up anymore.
Don't get me wrong. Like, since I haven't been able to compare it to anything else, I think it will still fit on my top 5. But it's because nothing else has reached in yet. Not because, oh my God, this is like fucking the best shit ever anymore. Like Jujutsu Kaisen, it's probably gonna knock it out. Like the moment that we catch up onto that, I'm not afraid to say probably JoJo will take it out too. And it's fucking crazy.
That would be a plot twist.
Yeah, I feel like JoJo will take it out, and that's so
it
scary.
It will.
I think the reason
even
why
Meryl's saying fucking it will.
It will.
I think the reason why it's also like kind of diminishing the hype for it is because the last season and a half hasn't been super good. We're just now getting to the war arc in the anime, like this September, October, whenever it comes out. Which I think then it's gonna hit it. It's gonna feel like season 3 did again.
You like I don't think I've talked about My Hero in the podcast, but you guys know my stance on it.
Yeah,
I think My Hero's plot is
too safe.
Super, like it's way too safe. There's like really no moments where like the heroes are ever really in a struggle. It just kind of like looks like it kind of like has that comic book feel where like you know the hero, it will always prevail type.
Yeah.
And so like because of that, it doesn't really give it the weight whenever they have those encounters with the villains. I can't say that towards the second half. The second half really amps up. Really like just makes it super heavy. Like you're just like, fuck. I don't fucking know if all these guys are gonna survive.
I do hope that's the reason why they've been playing it safe all this time. Is so by the end of it they have so many people to kill off that it's like you're gonna be ripping to shreds by the end of it.
I honestly don't think that they're gonna kill off.
I will hope that is the case.
But they will
Kill everybody.
I mean, damn. I don't think
that sounds like Eren. Kill everybody.
I don't think that they're gonna kill a lot of characters. You might get 1 or 2.
Sad
at best, but the stakes are really high.
Because that was my main like even reaching season 3, that was my main complaint. It's like, I'm sorry, but Best Genius should have died the moment that All for One blew a hole in his stomach. Like,
granted, that led up to a really good twist.
It did, but ultimately, it's a matter of like, did the twist happen because it should have happened in the first place, type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can't say.
No, it's a pain in the ass. So I really want to see people die in this show, and because I mean, you cannot be a superhero and expect everything to go well. I understand that that's the whole thing about All Might. It's like, I am here, everybody's safe. But granted, nobody is All Might anymore. You know, even Deku, once he's at his full form, he's not All Might. So he's gonna have his mistakes. All Might was a pinnacle that I don't think anybody can recreate. And even you got Endeavor trying his best to recreate it, and I'm okay if people die, because ultimately the challenges that Endeavor has to go through are pretty fucking tough. Like, they don't make it easy. So get some casualties in there because that only raises the bar. But yeah, so I can definitely understand what you're saying, that they just play it safe. And it wasn't until you mentioned that I started looking back. It's like, yeah, honestly, they're playing it way too safe.
I mean, look at all the fights with all the villains. Do you at any point honestly feel that the students were like
an overhand type of thing
in a situation where they could have died? Honestly, not, because like the thing is that they have
them facing villains,
genuinely.
The only one I can point out
the campsite
is the campsite with Muscular,
because
that's still like, besides the all for one versus All Might fight.
I did think that we're gonna lose Deku for some reason.
Oh, I thought we were gonna lose All Might in that fight.
Wait, which one?
No, in All for One versus All Might.
I thought you were talking about Muscular.
I thought we were gonna lose All Might, but
you kind of did if you really did.
Yeah, but in the Deku versus Muscular fight, I genuinely was very worried, at least for Koda's life, because that was the first time where it wasn't like, oh, there are no teachers here because we're on an assignment without teachers. It was like, nobody knows I'm up here. Like, I'm legit alone. I can't run away. My legs, like, I'm way too tired, and I have to carry Koda, and Muscular's faster than me. I literally have to fight this guy that's like way stronger than me head on. And Deku basically has to like destroy his body. And actually, like, what made that scene so great was he accepted death.
Yeah, he did.
Like, and he apologized to his mom because he like thought of a future where he wasn't going to be there anymore. And he's like, fuck. And then he apologized to All Might for not living up to All Might. And it was like, that for me, that was like the first like big time Shonen Jump moment that like really hooked me.
That got me like so teary eyed. I was crying, I think.
And the music is great there. And of course, it's just Shonen Jump, so he didn't die. But I was still like, but yeah.
See,
besides that,
then you have something like Demon Slayer, right? Where you could argue that it also has like sort of the same stakes, but they don't feel the same. Like Tanjiro literally fought an ex like
Demon Slayer's built different.
I know, right? But like it's like I guess like that's what I'm trying to like
throw my hands up here.
What I'm trying to say literally like Tanjiro like fought one of the like ex Izuku, like the 12 Izuku.
Yeah,
like, he had his ribs broken.
Yeah, I have to say it's different because when the characters enter into a really high-ranking like demon fight, you can guarantee that they're not going to look the same when they come out of it. There's going to be scars. There's going to be limbs missing, like with Tengen. There's going to be people that die. A whole city's going to get destroyed. Like it's they're definitely built different because whenever we were watching the Entertainment District arc fight and it was
y'all need to watch it if y'all haven't watched it.
Like just for an animation purpose, it's fucking amazing. Yeah. But Tengen comes back, his arm is ripped off, and then they're fucking fighting, and Gyutaro slashes his face. Like, he doesn't cut a little scar, he like slashes his face and he loses an eye. And he's still fucking fighting. And then he keeps going and he's like, Tanjiro, come on. And he's like, jump.
Don't be a pussy. Jump in.
Tanjiro jumps up. Gyutaro fucking
fish hooks the hell out of him.
Hooks his chin up through his mouth. Yeah. And if you go back and watch our reaction, we're fucking screaming. I'm talking like a little girl watching BTS.
We are fucking very livid.
We're like covering our mouths. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, like you do gotta see all that thing if you haven't watched it. I'm pretty sure y'all haven't caught up yet. But it's insane. Like, it's so fast paced that you cannot take a time to breathe. It's so good. But like speaking of Demon Slayer though, I'm actually quite surprised that we didn't even put a single intro on the top intro anime shit. So we apologize.
It's funny because like I would be like someone like listening to Meryl like sing to it whenever she like put it up.
That's
when you don't know Japanese.
Yeah, I personally love Lisa's music and but I do think that the intros do leave a little bit to be desired in terms of, like, don't get me wrong, the animations are amazing and everything, but there's something about Demon Slayer's intro that didn't quite hook me to put it into the top. I don't know what it is. I watched the original one, I watched the Mugen Train one, and I watched the second arc one. The Mugen, Entertainment
one,
yeah, and they were great, but for some reason I could not make myself put it on the top 5.
The only thing that kept me from putting Zenkyo, which is the entertainment district arc on there, because I do think it is the best one. Is that, and this is gonna sound stupid because I put Rumbling on there. I feel like it's too recent because people love the first one, and it took a long time for people to warm up to the second one.
Yeah.
And if I have Rumbling and Zenkyo on there, they're gonna be like, oh, this guy only likes anime that came out last week, you know?
Yeah.
I do think Rumbling is that good that it can be on our top 5 because people just know. You know? But yeah.
What about you, Meryl? You're awfully quiet.
Yeah.
What about your favorite anime?
There's.
Yeah, that's what she's been doing the entire time.
I actually dare you guys to like figure out some of these characters.
It's funny because whenever you were drawing one of them, I honestly thought you were drawing a cat.
That looks like a character from My First Girlfriend as a Gal.
No.
So I guess wait, hold on. I'm trying to think.
Now I actually want them to guess.
Okay, we got Boji, Levi, Joker. Oh shit.
Don't erase this because I'm gonna put it in front of the camera later.
These 3, the 1, 2, 3, 4. These are not real characters. I just do them for random shit.
The one with the eyebrows.
Boji, Levi, Joker, Irwin. You got Sir Kerbero or whatever his little fucking name is. Karo-chan. He's like Karo-chan, like, and then you have Mikasa, and then you got Hanji, and then you got Sailor Moon. That's all.
Oh, that's Hanji.
I didn't know you would get Hanji.
Oh wow, that's nice.
That just makes me think of a sports anime character. Hence why I'm like, I don't know.
Like Hanji would be the only one that would drool like that when
you're
you talk
right.
about Titans.
And then Card Captor. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
I don't know if the people can see it, but here you go.
We have a good camera, so we'll zoom in on it. You'll be able to tell.
I'll take a picture. Don't erase it. I'll take it. Do you want another dry erase board, Meryl?
The next 10 minutes. Yeah.
So I mean, there's only 3 animes there that are my really, really like top favorite. So that's the 4th one, which is from Shakugan no Shana. Not a lot of people know this. It's underrated. I think y'all should watch it. It's really good. It might be confusing in the beginning, but it's like so good.
You know
Very
what?
action-y packed, fantasy, strong female lead. Y'all been asking about that.
I have.
So that was actually I think that's like the season 2
intro
opening. Yes.
And then a lot of good anime on these. I want to take a list that I can actually watch. Terran Resonance. What was it? Blaze's anime?
Shakugan. So like Shakugan. No. Shana, like the name.
I'm just gonna spell like this. So
it's okay. I can write it down for you later.
Nothing close to the actual name.
No, he was close enough.
Yeah.
That's
close enough. So he didn't get it.
You just see, instead of putting Sha, he put Shoku. Shokugan.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I see.
And then of course there's Card Captor. Now, okay, so Card Captor has been probably my first ever serious anime. Like talking about like serious, like I actually sat down and watched it and finished it kind of thing. Because like back then, like you would like, you know, like when you're a kid, like you would just see like anime shows like on the TV, and then you would just kind of like watch them randomly, and you don't really care about them, and sometimes you don't really understand them. Like Sailor Moon back then was in the TV, but I didn't really care about it. It was popular, girls like it when I, you know, my age, but I didn't understand shit. So, but that was like, that's a very dear anime to me. Like, and the fact that like they made an anime, in 2019, that was like the Clear, and the Card Captor Clear. That was just like super special to me because like it's been years since the original anime came out, and then they made this sequel, and it's just like, I never even expected it to come out. Like, I just kind of like expect the story to just end. So, and then the fact that the production of this anime is just like crazy, like especially for that opening, like they made it sound like it was back in the 90s. Like
it did have those 90s feel.
Yeah.
Which I liked. It's like kind of like a modern 90s anime.
Yeah. Like that Yu Yu Hakusho feel.
Yeah.
That's so specific 90s to me, like that show in general.
And like the remake of Sailor Moon kind of like did that at the same time. If you went back on, like, especially like I think season 3's like opening for Sailor Moon, Crystal is also, they did the same thing. They kind of like went back to the 90s rhythm and the musical and all that stuff. It was so good. But the opening to this one like is kind of special too because like the sakura petal that you see in the beginning and the end, like the little splash thing, that's actually the reference to the very first opening of Cardcaptor because it's the same thing. It's like a sakura petal like goes down in the water and it just like creates ripples and stuff like that. So that was neat. And of course, Attack on Titan.
Of course.
You already know that. I've been obsessed with this anime for years, ever since it came out.
Y'all already know.
Y'all already know
You
it.
already know. So did you like Attack on Titan in seasons 1 and 2?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because like when it, like I
How
actually
dare you like it?
I watched the anime back in when I was in high school and like I guess like season 2 and 3 just came like I know it took them like 3-4 years before season 2.
It was 4 years between seasons 1 and 2.
So
That's crazy.
When I was in high school, I watched season 1, and I think it's been already like a couple years since it came out when I first watched it.
Mm-hmm.
But like season 2, like just came in like so it felt like a long time to me. I think it was like a year or two after that the season 2 came out. Maybe 2 years, I think. And then like it just felt like it was such a long time that I was waiting for season 2. And then after that, like I just kind of like I don't know, life happens, you kind of go out of your anime phase, and then you kind of get back into it.
That's so true.
I definitely had a major anime phase.
I'm
whenever
like
I was bored.
seasonal with it. Like I'm in my gaming mode now, where I'm just gaming, but like pretty much from like November to January, I was just like catching up on all this anime.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because I had a phase where I didn't watch anything new. So, like, anything that was coming out, like, I didn't know. I think Tokyo Ghoul was probably around the time where I stopped my anime phase. So, when Tokyo Ghoul was new and it was out, like, that's where I'm just like, I just stopped watching. I don't know. And then now, like, I'm starting to get back into it, basically. So.
Yeah, 2013 and 2014 was that like anime phase for me, and it was actually watching old ass anime. Like, I mean, granted, I was rewatching Sword Art Online for the 7th time, but I was also catching up in Angel Beats and like Charlotte and all these older anime that were out.
Was good. That was an opening that I was considering.
Yeah, it's such like so many crazy animes. Mirai Nikki, I think that was the first time I ever watched it, or Future Diary for those who don't know. Great anime, honestly, give it a chance. It's amazing. Major plot twist left and right, I feel like. But yeah, so I was catching up to that. I'm watching a lot of animes, but after those 2-3 years, the only thing I watched was Ruby and My Hero. And that's it. And that's why I'm like, oh my god, My Hero is the best shit ever. It's because it's the only thing I was watching.
And I'm kind of grateful for all of the remakes that they did. So of course they remade like Sailor Moon, Cardcaptor had a new sequel. They released Shaman King as a remake. And then they also released Fruits Basket as a remake. So like this like kind of like made me like I want to watch them because like back then like when they came out like I was a kid. I wasn't paying attention. Like, I wasn't old enough to know these things. But, like, now that they're remaking these classics, like, they just want me to, like, jump back into those and actually watch them. Yeah. I just finished Fruits Basket, and holy shit, I didn't expect it to be that good.
Okay,
yeah, I've heard.
I need to get back on that.
My God. If you want, like... Was it, like, 10 characters?
Do I have enough fingers?
I think it was 10. I don't remember. If you want 10 characters that are well-rounded and you're going to get attached to them, this is your show.
All right.
Oh,
I'm actually quite surprised because the normies have it and they're watching Fruits Basket. And I think Blank Wave are too. So
I started it, but I don't know why I stopped watching.
I never knew what it's about. I feel like it was just another slice of life.
It's like a romance.
It's a drama. I would say it's more of a drama than a romance because that's my initial thought. Like I thought it was gonna be like one of those like like a girl with multiple guys like who's gonna win their the love of the girl.
The Bachelorette.
But no, it's more than that. There's so many things going on in the anime. There's so much drama. There's so much harem. Like family shit going on. Like, oh my god.
Would you say it's
You're
like
selling it.
Orange but less depressive? Or do y'all remember Orange at all?
I'd never watch Orange.
Okay.
I would not know.
Then that's another one that you need to watch.
I know, right?
Orange is pretty good. It's like the whole gist is some like I guess college students send letters to their past selves, and their past selves receive these letters, and they're trying to act upon these letters because they're trying to prevent something. And it's just so really good. It's very, very fucking good.
Man, it's like it kind of sounds like Aaron is manipulating all these futures. Like,
but yeah, man, I don't know. There's this whole episode of like the intros that we did, like just brought to light a lot of different animes that I had no idea they existed, or like I'm pretty sure some of you were already expecting.
Like, there's so much more because like that's even the stuff. Because like I mean, Marilyn and I are reading like My Dress Up Darling.
Yeah.
Which I want to watch the anime of.
That's a pretty good intro too.
Haven't got a chance to like watch it. And then the other thing that Meryl started reading, but I haven't yet, is the Quintessential Quintuplets.
Ah, yeah.
The Quintessential
Quintuplets. It's
basically like a romance series.
Okay.
But the thing is, the I guess the catch of it is that the like at least in the manga, the very first pages, you get to see the end result.
Oh, that's cool.
The thing is that because they all look alike,
you don't know who's who.
You don't know who's who.
Who's gonna be the
so
end
like
game.
the entire series, you're trying to figure out who does the main character.
It's kind of like How I Met Your Father or Mother or whatever, but
something I would say like something like that.
That's
but like
cool.
the thing is that like you get to see that the main character doesn't indeed marry one of them. You just don't know who it is.
You don't know who it is.
So it's
they're
like
all twins.
It's not like
They're
your
all
typical
fake.
like harem, like, cause like your harems are usually like all the females are in love with him.
yeah.
But like in this one, it's kind of different because like yes, they all fall in love with him, but they like it's a
Different
natural type of progression.
Yeah.
Because he's like a tutor.
Would you say that it's also like at different times of like the years or whatever or something like that?
I mean, I
Or
haven't
is it
gone
during the same time?
I haven't gone honestly far enough
Okay.
to say.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is that the main character spends decent enough time with each one of them
Each one.
by themselves.
And they're all different, by the way, personality
Yeah,
wise.
they
That's
just look
why
the same.
They are just
They-
quintuplets.
they're
Like,
just the same face. They have different hairstyles. I mean, that's
That's okay.
really
I will give that one a try.
but
That's
yeah,
actually
like,
pretty cool.
but just know that like I think the anime even starts the same way. Like at the very beginning, you get to see that he marries one, but you don't know who it is.
That's
don't know who
fucking
twin-
hilarious.
That's
yeah.
so cool.
And like, and then you're the entire show, you're just kind of like, oh my god, it has to be her. It has to be her.
No,
like,
maybe her.
like why not? Like I have
no, maybe her.
I have a coworker that like the dude's like I literally like just mentioned like yo guys, Marilyn and I are like starting to read Quintessential Quintuplets. Like who's your girl? Who's your wife?
Who's your favorite one?
Mine's this one. He just like pulls her up and
All
it's
right.
like.
that we need to watch it, whether it's
We
reacting
might.
or just watching.
Watch
I
it.
think
Yeah.
I
Kinda
think
like with
at the
Blue
very
Period.
I think it'll be an interesting watch because then like you guys would have to you probably would have your main girl and then you would basically have them you basically be betting us to see like it has to be that my girl. No, bro, no, it has to be this girl because
horse
look
bets.
at these qualities that she has. Like, oh my gosh, she's like the soft spoken
Look at these
girl.
qualities.
I think the best part of the show would be like debating with your friends which one is the best one. If they all look the same, then you literally have to base it off of
Personality and
Yep.
traits.
It's
and
like
whatnot.
it's like Tengen's wives. Like they're all 10 out of 10s, but which one do you like the best?
Oh god.
And or you just be like, man, it's like I can't choose. I want them all.
Go Pokemon with this shit. Catch them all. Oh my god.
All right. Well, we are, I guess, getting close to time. Do we have anything?
I
else
mean,
you
yeah,
wanna play?
yeah. We should be by time, but this was again just because of the intro video itself. It was really fun, and just discussing this more in depth and kind of like have like an idea of where y'all decisions came from or whatever. It's also a solid hit. So hopefully y'all over there in the listeners and the viewers over there are happy with our take on these videos
Yeah,
and our intros.
And if you guys really enjoyed this, then let us know. Maybe we might do another one of these
For endings or
Right.
other kind of intros.
endings, or just include more intros, or maybe even something else entirely.
I'd really want to do outros.
Yeah.
Just because I already filled out the list.
I already got my list of outros.
Yeah, me
That's for
too.
sure.
I gotta add
if you
more.
want to see abs in my atro,
Yeah.
Let me know. I'll add all the apps.
please support what we're doing. Do it for the abs.
Comment.
One
down
like is
below.
one app back.
It's like she's like watching guys with abs, and I'm just like, well, you know,
Just spray paint.
It's never too late to get abs.
I feel like Meryl's talking to somebody right now.
Goddamn. Alrighty, guys.
fellas. Well, that will wrap up this episode of Press A to Talk.
We'll
See you.
in the next
Ow,
one.
that's very alarming right there. Okay, that timer. Yep. Thank you. Bye.
See you. Thank you guys for tuning in on another Press A to Talk podcast. We hope you enjoy our thoughts on the matter, but cannot wait to see your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.